What's up, you guys? It's Steve, and let's talk stimulus checks. Because right now, the way that things are going with our economy, the recession, inflation, interest rates, it's not looking good, and people are needing help. We're hearing a recession is likely going to be bringing a fourth federal level stimulus check, so let's talk about it. And also, I've got some urgent updates for you. State, county, city checks, a lot of deadlines coming up. Some of these you got to apply, and the time frame, the window is closing. I'm going to let you know which ones. I'm going to link all these in the description. I'm also going to add these to the Relief Roadmap, www.reliefroadmap.com, where I've spent the past 3 months, sometimes sleepless nights, assembling all the information for every single stimulus check in the nation into one place. You can't find anything like this anywhere else. Nobody else has done this. No one's crazy enough to pour the time, the energy, and the money into it like I did. I charge a small fee. It's less than $10. I'm trying to make it easy to access, and I just did a charge to try to recoup some of the costs. But you guys, I don't think I'm going to recoup it, but so be it. I just want to try to help you guys out. And once I get done with this, I'm going to be updating that as well. And also, thank you for your patience. I know a lot of people have been sending requests to get help logging in. I'm going to respond. Thank you for your patience. I pray that it's a blessing to you. I'm going to continue to maintain it, keep it up to date, so that way people can just have access to information to get some form of help, because it's just a shame that Congress, politicians, they're not sending help like they should be. And there's literally $600 billion of leftover funds still just sitting there, and people need help. So you guys, I'm going to keep you up to date with information. I'm going to keep that website rolling here. And with that being said, though, let's dive into this information. Let's talk stimulus checks on various levels and fourth $2,000 stimulus checks. But before we do me a quick favor, smash the like button if you appreciate the updates. Hit the subscribe button to stay up to date. I'll keep you up to speed on everything going on. Any specific questions, Instagram at SteveRam3, best way to get a hold of me directly. And I've got a second channel if you're interested, Steve Ram Finance, to help you learn about growing wealth and personal finance if you're interested in changing your life financially, like I've done over the years, just working super hard, trying to get information, building businesses, investing in real estate. Went from totally broke, absolutely nothing, to transforming my life. And now trying to help others do the same. So if you're interested, Steve Ram Finance, more content coming on that channel as well. But with that being said, let's take a look at these articles and let's talk stimulus checks. All right, so first up, you guys, link in the description below to all of these articles. The first one says, last of Indiana's taxpayer refund checks all have been sent. And this one actually came out today, about an hour or so ago. And it says, the Indiana State Auditor's Office reports that it has printed and sent the last batch of taxpayer refund checks for a total of more than 1.5 million checks. Printing finished September 21st, and the final checks were sent to the U.S. Postal Service on September 22nd, State Auditor Tera Klutz said in a recent press release. Now, how do you get your tax refund? It says there are automatic refunds. These are just happening on their own. Most Hoosiers who filed a 2020 tax return in 2021, they should have received their automatic taxpayer refund via direct deposit or mail check by now. Now, while most eligible recipients have received their refunds, we are aware that many need further assistance to claim it. Due to the checks being issued from the 2020 Indiana tax return, some recipients have passed away or moved, and we are working to get those checks reissued to the proper names and addresses. How much is the automatic tax refund? Well, there were 2 refunds this year. The latest one was an extra $200 refund per person and was sent thanks to the Senate Bill 2 that Governor Eric Holcomb had signed in August. That is in addition to the $125 refund that the Indiana taxpayers received earlier this year, which came from higher than expected revenues last fiscal year. So you guys, tons of surplus funds has equaled an additional $325 for those in Indiana. And those who signed up for direct deposit should see the money go to their bank accounts. Otherwise, they'll receive a check. Printed checks may be deposited through the end of December 2023. So these should be on the way, you guys. You should hopefully get them here soon. And there's some additional information on how to contact them. And again, this will be linked in the description below. And also, this is a part of the relief roadmap. Now, next up, you guys, take a look at this. California inflation relief payments worth up to $1,050 start going out this week, and this just came out today. And it says eligible California taxpayers, they're going to be receiving a one-time payment Middle Class Tax Refund between $200 and $1,050. Why it matters? Well, California's economy is the largest in the United States. The payout was a compromise between Governor Gavin Newsom and state lawmakers. Now, what's next? The payments are slated to start going out October 7th. So in 4 days, if you're in California, you can expect to receive this middle class tax refund. So this is another stimulus check happening in the state of California that should be on the way. And all the information for who qualifies, all the details right here. It says, in addition to meeting income requirements, residents must have filed their 2020 tax refunds by October 15th of 2021. So as long as you did that, you should be eligible to receive this. This one is an automatic one. You do not have to apply. Now, also, in addition to that, you guys, there are some, though, where you do have to apply. They're very time sensitive. You want to make sure that you know about these, and that one would be one in New Mexico. Take a look at this. Deadline to claim the New Mexico stimulus check of $400 is just days away. And again, this article just came out today. All of these articles that I'm sharing with you just came out. Thousands of low-income New Mexico residents are eligible for a relief check of at least $400. However, the deadline to claim the New Mexico stimulus check is now just days away. Eligible low-income residents have until October 7th to apply for the relief checks. Now, how to claim the New Mexico stimulus checks? Lawmakers approved this direct payment program earlier this year and set aside $10 million for it. The New Mexico Human Services Department administrating the program started accepting applications on September 26th. So these just started and applications are still open. And you've got until October 7th to try to get in. Now, to claim the New Mexico stimulus check, the applicants need to be New Mexico residents. Applicants need to provide their name, their first and last, address, bank account, routing number, and their application. Further, applicants also need to have a New Mexico driver's license, social security number, or an individual taxpayer identification number. Eligible residents will get the payment via direct deposit or mail, and applicants who don't provide their bank details will get the payment via mail, which is expected to be sent out at the end of November. So, apply now, and you potentially could be a part of this New Mexico stimulus check program that will take place next month. So keep an eye out for that, you guys. More money coming in the state of New Mexico. Now, let's talk about fourth federal level stimulus checks to everybody in the nation. These unfulfilled promises of $2,000 that we had received from President Joe Biden when he ran his campaign. We also heard about these in the Georgia Senate runoff elections about a year and a half ago, where we were promised $2,000 stimulus checks. But in addition to that, we were also promised child tax credits, Social Security increases, free college tuition, free childcare, all of these which were going to be included in that reconciliation bill, the stimulus bill known as the Build Back Better bill, which got stripped out and got passed as the Inflation Reduction Act with Senator Joe Manchin's final vote. And I actually just did a video on that earlier. If you want to check it out, be sure to do so. Now, here is the thing. We have now entered into the new fiscal year, and with that, if there is a majority in Congress, they have at their disposal a reconciliation bill now as well. So this is definitely a possibility that they could start the process through reconciliation. And we actually heard Senator Joe Manchin just say that he hopes that it is no longer a 50-50 Senate, because if there is literally just one more Democratic seat that agrees to pass through reconciliation or stimulus, it could go through. And we probably would have seen all of those provisions before if it were not for a 50-50 Senate. Now, we will see. Now, the other thing, of course, is of a major concern is the state of the economy. Recession, inflation, interest rates increasing, and everything that's happening. And we're hearing a lot of people are saying they need more help. They need stimulus checks for everybody in the nation on a federal level, especially those on fixed incomes, because their income is staying the same, but the expenses across the board are increasing, and it's getting harder and harder for seniors to live. Well, what we're hearing is there is still, from previous stimulus packages, over $600 billion there. And that is literally enough to send out a $2,400 stimulus check to everybody in the nation. Now, the question is Congress going to be tapping into that, where there'll be legislation to go ahead and pass this through by the traditional means? It's likely not going to happen. But through reconciliation, it's still a possibility. And right now, the number one way, if there was going to be a check before these midterm elections, we've heard promises about what could come afterwards, but before, right now, at this moment, It would have to be a Hail Mary attempt by the president to do executive orders or actions to reallocate the existing funds and send it out in the form of a stimulus check. Kind of similar to what we're seeing right now with the student loan debt forgiveness, only that's likely going to be challenged here as well. As I shared with you guys in my video this morning, we're hearing 7 states filing lawsuits against the president saying that it was not done correctly and he does not hold the power of the purse. He cannot issue new funds, but he can reallocate existing funds. And it sounds like the student loan debt, what was proposed is issuing forgiveness. So this definitely could be a gray area. It could be interesting. We're going to be finding out here what unfolds with student loan debt forgiveness. I will keep you up to date. And also, we will see if as the recession hits and the economy worsens, if there will be a 4th federal level stimulus check. Now, at this time, we have not heard a whole lot of talk about it. Now, if there is, know that I will share with you here on the channel. Either way, whether there is or is not, whatever unfolds with these stimulus provisions, I'll keep you up to date every step of the way. We will see what happens. There's been a lot of talk recently about child tax credits, Social Security increases, some of the provisions progressives have said they will not stop fighting for, and we will see if there's a stimulus check, because without a doubt, that is the #1 most popular provision that there has been. 80% of the population says they would take a 4th federal level stimulus check if it was offered to them. And also, if that is the case, it would help out approval ratings in midterms if one was, we heard, even just spoken of. Doesn't even have to be passed, but those that support it, they'll likely get support from the American people as well. We will see. I will keep you up to date every step of the way. But you guys, that is the latest. And as always, thank you so much for joining me. As more information comes out on stimulus packages, stimulus checks, Congress, the economy, I'll let you know here on the channel. And if you made it this far, you haven't already, smash that like button for me. Helps out the channel a ton. Thank you so much. Hit the subscribe button to stay up to date. Any specific questions, hop onto Instagram, shoot me a DM at SteveRam3. Consider joining my second channel, Steve Ram Finance, to learn about growing wealth, personal finance. And also, you guys, www.reliefroadmap.com. Gonna go update that for you right now. But with that being said, you guys, thank you so much for joining me, and I'll catch you in the next one. Take care. God bless. This is Steve.